Let me ask you a question that most people run from their entire lives. What if the knowledge you already have is the only thing standing between the life you have and the life you want? You don't need another book. You don't need another podcast. You don't need a perfect plan. You need to apply what you already know. Because the truth is, most people aren't stuck from a lack of information. They're stuck in inaction. They're drowning in knowledge and starving in execution. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to turn your untapped knowledge into real wealth, influence, and peace of mind. This isn't inspiration. This is activation. We live in the age of overload. Knowledge is free. It's fast. It's infinite. You can Google your way to $1 million skill set. There are tutorials on building passive income, strategies for personal branding, playbooks for investing, marketing, sales, fitness, mindset, you name it. So why do most people stay stuck, broke, and frustrated? Because they don't suffer from ignorance. They suffer from inertia. They're motivated, they're inspired, they even understand the strategies. But then they hesitate. They collect ideas like trophies. They chase clarity instead of chasing results. Information is only potential power. Execution turns potential into progress. And repeated execution turns progress into freedom. You don't need to wait until you know everything. You need to start using the 10% you already know now. Because action reveals clarity faster than thought ever will. Let's break this down. Leverage is how you multiply your impact with minimal input. And nothing gives you more leverage than applying what you know to what people need. There are 3 ways this happens. Turn insight into income. You know, something that can save others time, money, or frustration. Package that knowledge into a course, an ebook, a paid community, a coaching program. Don't wait until you're the best in the world. Just be one step ahead of who you serve. Teach the beginner what you learned as an intermediate. Build a brand around your brain. Your mind is an asset. Your story is currency when you start sharing what you know. Through content, videos, writing, speaking, you build trust. And in this world, trust equals influence. Influence becomes income. If you're not building a brand in the digital age, you are invisible. And in business, invisible means irrelevant. Invest like you mean it. Learn about money, and then put it to work. Whether it's real estate, digital assets, stocks, or your own education, you're either spending to escape or investing to evolve. Knowledge compounds. Money compounds. Put the 2 together and you're dangerous. The goal is not to work harder. It's to leverage smarter. The moment you stop selling time and start scaling what you know, you exit survival mode and enter freedom. Here's where most people lose the game. They try to change their income without changing their identity. They still think like consumers while trying to build like creators. They still fear judgment while expecting influence. They still operate with employee thinking while chasing entrepreneurial freedom. And it doesn't work. Because your mind has to arrive before your life does. You will never out-earn your self-image. If you believe you're not worthy of wealth, you will sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. If you believe failure is fatal, you'll never take the risks required for growth. If you believe people are watching and judging you, you'll stay quiet when you should speak up. So ask yourself, what beliefs are keeping me broke, silent, or stuck? Most people think their problem is strategy. But their real issue, mission. They're waiting for the world to tell them they're ready. But the world only responds when you decide you already are. Let me give you the shortcut. Perfection is the enemy of momentum. Your first offer won't be perfect. Your first video might be awkward. Your first sale might flop. But that's okay, because the people who win, they start anyway. Most people are in the stands watching. Winners are on the field adjusting. Action is the only thing that creates data. And data is the only thing that creates progress. Want to build wealth? Launch messy. Want to grow a following? Post raw. Want to learn how to sell? Make 100 bad pitches and get better. Waiting to feel ready is the fastest path to regret. What matters is that you build while others hesitate. That you take one step, then another, and then keep stacking. Because consistency beats genius. Grit beats luck. Execution beats intention. And the person who shows up consistently will always outperform the one waiting to feel inspired. Here's the deepest truth. Every day you don't act on what you know, you teach yourself not to trust yourself. You silence your own wisdom. You dull your instinct. You forget who you were created to be. But every time you do act, even if it's small, even if it's messy, you build a new identity. One of someone who follows through. One of someone who isn't afraid to try. One of someone who's becoming dangerous in the best way. Your life changes the moment you decide that inaction is no longer acceptable. Because you were not born to be average. You were not built to stay broke. You were not created to die with your potential still trapped inside you. Your wisdom is a seed, but wealth is the fruit. And fruit only comes to those who plant, water, and move. Remember what I asked you at the beginning. What if everything you needed was already in your head? Waiting for your hands to get to work. You already know enough. Now move. Use your voice. Share your gift. Package your value. Build your leverage. And watch what happens when your potential finally meets your execution. This isn't the year to learn more. This is the year to do more with what you already know. Because the world doesn't need more information. It needs more action takers. Let that be you. Let that start now.